Well, good afternoon. I'm George, Mayor George Flagg, Mayor of the City of Vicksburg. I'm here to announce some good news for the City of Vicksburg and Warren County. And at the same time, we want to extend the civil emergency order from September 8th, which will be Tuesday morning until October 5th. And we think it is necessary that we extend it with some exception. And that's because in the last week, we were able to report today that out of 417 employees, we have had on a total of 17 positive cases of this coronavirus. We now have 0 active cases. About 17 of the cases has been cleared and they're back at work, and we only have 2 employees now that has been tested because of some exposure. And then in the county, the city of Vicksburg, for the past 5 days through Friday, the total of new cases is 22. That is phenomenal for this city, and 1 death. And the lowest 7-day average for the new cases since June the 21st. These are the lowest. So we're saying that we believe, and the experts tell us, that the mandatory mask and the social distance is working in this city. It's evident through the reporting, both through the employees of the city and the citizens in Warren County. So we're extending all the precautions for another 30 days until October 5th, for the exception. Salons, barbershops, spas, massage parlors, and other personal care and personal grooming facilities and pet grooming may go back to their regular hours. Now they're at 8 to 6, they can go back to their regular hours. We have looked at these numbers, and we believe that this area is working very effectively. They still have to practice the social distance. They still have to have masks on the inside. They still have to sanitize and do all the precautions that was in the original order. But they can go back to their regular time. Now, and I hope this will make these areas of business more accessible to the public. The other thing is the Special Law Enforcement Task Force will remain for another month. It is working. We see evidence that the crime statistic is on the down side of in this community. The 911 calls reflected, and the count of cases that are being reported reflected. And that is where on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and Sunday, you work a 7 at night to 7 in the morning with a deputy chief and a watch command supervising 11 people. We have a minimum of 11 officers on the street on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It is working. It's evidence in the 911 call, and it's evidence in the crime statistics we look at. So we're going to let that go for another 30 days. Having said that, the barbers, the beauticians, and all those were the first one to, I guess, was hit the hardest and had to close down first. And now we're relieving them where they can go back to their regular hours. And hopefully at the end of October 5th, that the only thing left standing is the social distancing, the sanitizing, and the mandatory mask. I have every intention of starting relieving some of these restrictions so that they can go back to normal and as normal as we possibly can. Because I believe in Warren County, they are doing everything we've asked them to do, and we do it. And I may add this, is that none of what I'm doing today minimize, lessen the restriction of the governor's order, okay? So any questions?
I have a question unrelated to this.
Well, anything else related to what we're doing today? Any questions?
Those benches, are they coming back anytime soon
The benches?
in downtown?
I hope after they sanitize, but we're doing some things on the benches, but they're hopefully coming, that's working too. and you know that we're, getting ready to look at how we can close the vehicle traffic on Washington Street from Clay to South Street, on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and Sunday. We're looking at that. We're now allowing, the restaurant to extend their service into, the streets, and being barricaded. That is happening as we speak. We adopted that on yesterday evening, so that's gonna be going. We believe that helps, with the increase in business, and another reason that is because we believe that everything we're doing in Vicksburg is working. The retail taxes, says the same thing, because when we balanced our budget, we saw an increase in retail taxes, and it's probably coming from, we know that it's coming from the stay at home and emergency order. People are shopping at home, and they're staying local, and they're going to restaurants and here. So we doing that. Okay, you're non-related.
Mayor, it was brought to my attention today that a Vicksburg firefighter has been involved in a domestic incident, that was investigated by the police department. Can you speak to that?
Well, I can speak to that. It came before the board, and we handled it in the personnel, in the executive section, because it is a personnel matter. He is a rank and file member, and we handle it according to our policy, and he's been dealt with, and to the point that I'm satisfied with the outcome. Now, if that investigation did not represent exactly what was represented to us, I've asked Chief Moore to look at that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any word on the Margaritaville?
No, they're in the process of trying to meet with me and get all the data, and hopefully we can create a public-private partnership on trying to keep that hotel viable.
You mentioned closing Washington Street, right? I think your original plan was to start it for this week for Labor Day weekend.
It started to close. Well, we started this week allowing for the expansion of the restaurant to go out into the street and to barricade. It started last night at 7, goes from 7 to 7 in the morning. The restaurants and the business owner are responsible for moving barricade. We did not stop vehicle traffic this week. Starting next Thursday, we'll stop vehicle traffic, and then for a week we'll reassess. But I will tell you this, is that we're looking at that we may not do Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and Sunday. We may just do Friday and Saturday, because I'm monitoring that. I was down there last night. I don't think we have enough foot traffic to warrant holding the business open. Holding the street closed for 4 days as opposed to 2 days.
And I guess with that, it's Labor Day weekend. I know you've kind of been saying how tourism's kind of coming back with Vicksburg. Do you expect an influx of people this weekend? Do you expect an influx of people?
Absolutely. I think they're coming now. And in fact, the numbers we got on Tuesday from hotel stay, the occupancy rate was at 78%. And remember that when the virus hit, it went as low as 0. Lower 10%, but it's down up to 78. We believe they're coming back. We believe they're coming back to our military park. I think they will be coming back this weekend because of that extra holiday. And we look to see some of that downtown tonight. And tomorrow night we also have a bowl game, a red carpet bowl playoff between two rivals. That is Vicksburg and Warren Central, which we believe that's going to generate a lot of activity tonight after the game. So we are confident, and the sales tax is reflecting that people in Vicksburg, and we may be getting some, the early numbers may be a reflection of Jackson had closed their bars down, and they was coming over here to the restaurant. We may have gotten some of that, but I can tell you emphatically is that it shocked me. We saw an increase in revenue sales on property tax, vehicle, and sales tax.
Any concern? I know it's in the county area, but any concern with the game tonight, the big rival game? I know the school district has kind of sectioned off for only seniors that are cheerleaders, parents, football players, and band members. they're only allowing them into the stadium. But any concern about that?
Absolutely. The only concern I got that Vicksburg hadn't been able to beat Warren Central in a
Boom.
long time.
Boom.
If Vicksburg can beat Warren Central, then it'll be a good day for Vicksburg.
Okay, next question. Why are the fire departments not made to wear masks around their coworkers? This is a question from Charles Gaines.
Okay, everybody on the inside, if you're an employee of the city, should be wearing masks if you closer than 6 feet of someone. If you can practice social distance, you don't have to wear a mask on the inside. And except for business, you have to. So those employees are probably, and you got to keep in mind, the firemen's kind of like in their living quarters because they not only work 24 hours a day, they practically live there. And so if they are not having masks on because they're probably more than 6 feet away from their counterpart. Okay? But the compliance officer here, and I'm telling you, she's been out there in the business. We believe that business are 98 to 99% in compliance. We do have concern about one or two of the hotels, and she'll be out there this weekend, allowing people to rent space and having parties. And that is going over the number of people that could be in those spaces. And we're looking at that over the weekend. So we'll be doing that. Other than that, I think we 98% in compliance. I think the best thing could have happened, we hired a compliance officer, and the one we hired also because I think she's out there every day and making certain that everybody, and it's an educational process. We're not out there trying to put nobody out of business. We're not out there trying to stop nobody out of business. We're just out here to make certain that they govern themselves according to the order.
Mayor, I'm having a lot of people ask on my stream about gyms.
Gyms are the same.
Gyms remain
It's the same. They can stay open to 10 o'clock at night and practice social distance and wear masks when you can. You don't have to necessarily wear them when you're on the machine. But if you walk around, you must wear wet masks. And for most, we have about 4 fitness centers, and all of them govern themselves according. And in fact, the commercial ones have their own national policy, and they govern themselves according. I just think that everybody's doing what they should: constantly sanitize your hands and wear your mask when you can't practice social distance, and continue to do what we're doing. I think we're doing it in Vicksburg. I think the numbers reflects that. Keep in mind, we at one point we were considered a hotspot. Never was identified by the governor as a hotspot, but our numbers and our metric said we was a hotspot. But because of the mandatory mask, I think it went away, and it's evidence here, and we need to continue. It's my goal to leave the mask and social distance in place as long as we possibly can, because it's working, and especially until we get a vaccine, because we're going into the flu season. But the other stuff, probably. Now, one of the things we've done also is, we continue to do, is encourage people to go back into the churches. You can go back into the churches if you can sanitize that church, and if you can practice social distance and do those things, to go back into the sanctuary.
You referenced the red carpet ball. You're wearing a red carpet ball shirt.
That's right.
Tonight's game is dedicated to the memory of
Randy Wright sing.
the late Randy Wright. He
Yes.
actually played in the game in 1968 as a Vicksburg Green.
Right, and we are celebrating tonight, and in fact, in Vicksburg, Mississippi, it is Randy Wright Day in Vicksburg, Mississippi, and tonight I'll present a proclamation, and I would do the coin toss, and I would present the trophy to the winner tonight. And I am a member of the Red Cup Bowl. All right, that's it. Well, certainly appreciate it, and thank y'all for coming, okay?